Call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, the agenda. If I could just make one change to it. Greg, under guest, I know no one's going to be here probably from the rink because they're all at the rink or have other meetings. But if we could just put under there the Proctor Youth League, the Proctor Pool and Rink, and Beaver Pond for the Mortimer Proctor grant applications. So they're all together.
Okay, so they're just all shown?
Right.
Okay.
And they're in one section, so we just can cover them all then.
So
Okay.
we got Youth League, we've got the, okay, got it.
Okay.
Pool and the rink.
Beaver Pond.
Or Beaver Pond, that was the other one, yeah. Beaver Pond. Okay,
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as edited?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The meeting minutes from January 11th. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Bruce. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And there's no one else on the line for open public comment?
nope, nobody there.
Okay. All right. Under guest, we have Proctor Youth League for the Mortimer Proctor grant application, and we also had grant applications for the Proctor Pool and Rink and Beaver Pond. Lisa, did you want to reference yours or no? You just have it filed in here?
Sure, I can speak to the youth leagues if you'd like.
Okay.
So the youth league is requesting a total amount of $1,549.85, and it is to purchase a new grill and approximately 15 helmets.
Okay. So do you want to vote on these individually to go to the?
Can you remind me what the pool and the rink were asking for?
So, yeah, Beaver Pond, Tom, if you want to speak to, but they're proposing to do a 20-foot dock out into the middle.
Did we back up just a minute? Judy wanted to know if we wanted to vote on these separately or together. I didn't hear an answer.
I would suggest individually, do you think? Or wait till we hear all of them?
Well, individually is good.
Okay,
It shouldn't take very long.
all right. So is there a motion to approve the Proctor Youth League application to move to the Proctor Mortimer Fund for request for funding?
So moved.
Thank
Yes,
you. Okay, Tom, you seconded it? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, so Beaver Pond.
Right, so Beaver Pond again was for a dock. It's a like a commercial grade dock that they want to put 20-foot dock that they want to put out into the water. And then if you guys want to vote on that, I'll explain the last one for the pool after we vote on this one, I guess.
And they're asking for 4,500?
Yeah, $4,225.
I have a question. Remember the funds that Beaver Pond had? Remember the $10,000 that was put up just for Beaver Pond?
Yes. Well, I don't remember the amount, but yes, there is a.
Yeah. I was just curious what's happened with that money.
Picnic tables, benches. I believe some gas and oil, and I don't know what else, Carrie.
Stain for the picnic tables.
Yes.
Okay, so we have been using that then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's a balance in that account of $8,137. And it doesn't specifically say, but we've had, in the last year, we've had about roughly $600 worth of purchases come out of that fund.
We didn't get to do the fishing derby, which would have come out of that fund. And
Yeah.
we are trying to plan something next winter, like an ice harvest, maybe some kind of winter carnival, something like that. We haven't had a meeting yet, but that's what we're tossing around.
Okay.
Correct.
So is
And
there
just out
a,
of curiosity, where's the dock gonna go?
Right where the old one is now, the wooden one's getting a little
Okay.
tired.
so it's replacing that one, right?
Correct.
Yes, it's a better dock than the one that we built.
Okay.
It's the same ones the pool put in. They've had good luck with them. It's
Yep.
from Dock Doctors. They're a local Vermont company, and Ray and I went up last fall and talked to them. And
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the request for Beaver Pond?
So moved.
Second? All in
Second,
favor?
aye.
Aye.
Okay. Approved. And the next one is for the Proctor Rink and Pool.
Right, so this is just for the pool. So what they're asking for is $5,996. That is for a underwater jetter turbine type thing. It moves the water. So they put it underwater, and what it does is it doesn't allow the vegetation to take hold. It stops some of the stagnant water. So not only will it help with the leeches, but it's supposed to help with all that grass and that underwater vegetation that we had to muck out and deal with. So that's what this machine is supposed to do, is keep that water moving so that vegetation won't grow like it has, as well as move the water so it's not as stagnant. So the cost includes the jetting machine plus the electrical that they have to run to install it.
So if anybody went up last spur, it wasn't this last year, it was the year before, I think, when we cleaned out and raked all the weeds,
Yeah.
it would hopefully eliminate that. And also the fish that they're purchasing aren't really ones that kind of eat the grass and all those things sometimes. So this would, definitely help keep that down and make it more areas more accessible without the grass being underneath and stuff. So.
Didn't they get something from this fund last year too?
I believe the rink did.
They pulled, I think they got, some of their docks came out of this fund last year, I believe.
That's
That
what
was
I
right when I started, but I think they had done it over 2 years or something, because they were it wasn't the docks, it was the outside, the thing that floats out in the middle, the little
Raft.
the raft. There you go.
Yeah.
I think that's what they got last year.
So is there a motion to approve this application going to the Mortimer Proctor Fund for request?
motion to approve.
Thank you. There's a second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
So Judy, I have a letter here. I'll just have you sign with all three on it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
All
the
right.
rink is not applying-
Huh?
What's that?
The rink isn't applying for anything.
No.
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 Okay.
Okay. Good stuff. Anybody have some good stuff for us?
The rink was open over the weekend.
It's open tonight too.
Yeah.
Gotta be chilly.
Yeah, Beaver Pond's been busy. My goodness.
Yes, Beaver Pond's
Yes,
been
it has.
Just ice fishing, just people walking their dogs on the ice. I went by one day, I was amazed.
I think they've done a good job at the rink about really, making certain people are in Proctor, and I know they've had some issues come up where people live in Proctor, but their kids don't go to school here. And so they had concerns about cross-contamination by different school districts that may have been infected and stuff. So they're really monitoring it well, I think, and definitely cleaning up constantly after everything. So. Oh,
Yeah.
Phil Anderson said the car's gone from the file, so that's a good thing.
That was my other one, that the car is now, the car is now gone.
No more car.
No more decoration.
No more sightseeing of the car.
No.
All right. Anything else anybody have to add? All right, we'll go the highway department.
So just something that we do every year is our certification of highway mileage. This is typical. Nothing has changed. We didn't pave any roads or add any roads through any processes of any kind. So it's just a technicality, really. Just need to have an approval, and I will have Judy sign.
Yep, motion to approve.
Second,
I'll second it.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, guys. Anything else under the highway?
They're doing a good job keeping up with these stupid little snowstorms that get slippery quick.
Yes,
Yeah, and I have been asked at the last meeting to find out how much sand or salt we had used, and the number I got was 260 tons. So that's significantly lower than what we would typically be using at this time. So that's good. That's good.
That is
They've
good.
done a good job keeping the sand pile for residents
Good.
stocked this year too. Last year, a couple times because everybody went at once, but this year it's been pretty good.
Okay. Anything else? Have anybody heard anything good, bad, indifferent about sidewalks or roads or anything?
no,
We haven't had a lot of major storms, so, but I
Yes.
think
They've done a good job.
yeah, I think they've done it.
It's not April yet when we get dumped on, right?
Right. The big heavy wet snows that, yeah. Yeah.
I'm
North
also
Street-
glad that V-Trans closed the road on Nurse Street.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice and quiet down here now. There's no traffic.
Well, there's a lot more traffic where I am, but
I
that's
know.
okay. As long as they're going 25, I
Yeah.
won't yell at them.
I was getting a little nervous crossing that bridge anyway, so it's probably a good thing.
Many complaints, Greg?
I just received an email. I'm not sure if you were all copied on it, from a citizen who lives on the other side down there. And he has contacted, let's see if I can find, he contacted the state. And they have already gotten, because he's concerned with the fire trucks not being able to be there and all that. And they responded back to him that they're going to check with their engineers and see what they can do internally to come up with an idea. So there's that. There's also the trash it's causing. I mean, we could talk about this during the down below if you'd rather, but there's some logistics with the trash as well, not being able to go underneath the train trestle and all that. So I'm trying to work with them to find out what's going to happen there, if they have to bring smaller trucks or what we're going to do. But as far as complaints, not really, just the one. And I think that the state is handling it. And hopefully they'll come up with an idea, like maybe a temporary bridge or something. But I'm sure they're going to ask us to pay for part of it. So I will be coming back to you whenever we get there with this discussion. Other than that, no, I haven't gotten any other complaints. It was put on Facebook and it was put on the website, and nobody's called to complain about it. I think they're just happy that it's kind of like everybody else. They're happy it's kind of getting done. I believe that the bid opening took place last week. I don't know who won, and I don't know when they're going to start, but rumor has it they're going to start around April, and it is a 90-day contract. So they've got a 90-day
Wow.
block to get it all done, because the road's totally closed down. So once they get started, it should go really quickly.
Who got the bid?
I don't know. I think they did the bid opening last Friday, I believe, and I haven't seen who won it.
Thank you.
It should be posted on their website
Yeah.
on V-Trans.
I just haven't gone there to look at it.
Anything else in highways? All right, is there a motion to go into the Board of Water Commissioners?
So moved.
Second.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Third.
Aye.
Okay, Board of Water Commissioners, anything to report out?
You were gonna, I don't know if all the bills are back yet, Greg, but you were gonna get us a price on that new pump that just went in or whatever.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm still working on it. I will get it and I'll have it in my report at our next meeting. I'll put it in as part of the manager's report. I talked again with John about it so that I understood the full story, and it was basically what I said is that it's the motor and the controller that had to be replaced, and they were only about 3 years old. So there's something else. There's some underlying issue going on. Whenever the electrician was out there doing the work, they were looking for something. They were trying to find out what exactly the problem is. We don't know if it's power outages or if it's shorting out or what, but hopefully this will fix it, but we'll have to just kind of watch it and see how we go. But I will get that number to you and have that in my report for the next meeting.
Thank you.
Anything else anybody have to add?
No.
Is there a motion to go out of Water Commissioners and into the Sewage Commissioners?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, the Willow Street pump, just talked about, so you want to talk anything more on that? Under
So
sewage?
yes, so in your packet, you've got the declaration of official intent, as well as the warning and the ballot for the Willow Street pump station. As we move forward, we're moving through the bond process here. I have secured Paul Giuliani, who has done all of our bonds for us in the past and has done a really good job. He has provided me with the declaration of official intent and would like for the select board to look over that and approve that, as well as there's a resolution certificate that basically says that the select board has approved the warning and the ballot to be used. And then the warning is also in your packet, and a sample of the ballot is all in there. So these are just the requirements, part of the requirements as we start through this process. We will be going to printing. We'll be going to printing on the 28th. So this warning, if approved, will be in there in that packet to be printed. But yeah, so just ask you to approve this so we can move forward. This is typical stuff. We see this in all of our bonds. So yeah.
So right now, you're just asking to approve the official ballot for the Willow Street pump, correct?
So it's the declaration for official intent, which is a borrowing mechanism that Mr. Giuliani has asked us to look over, and it says the clerk has to sign it. But I think if we had, that it says at the very bottom that it certifies that the foregoing is full, true, and correct copy of declaration of legislative body and said issuer. So I think we need a motion to approve, as well as the resolution certificate, which the clerk will sign. That doesn't require approval, but the warning does, and the ballot does.
Okay, I just have a couple things that I think might need to be corrected. One is on the ballot, the town of Proctor. Is that really a special meeting? It's just we're voting on it at regular election day at the meeting on the 2nd. So it's not really a special meeting.
Well, when we call a town meeting, the town meeting is considered a special meeting. So we kind of have a lack of a town meeting. And I think this year, from what I understand, is the town meeting is really just the election. That's how I understand it, because we're not having a real town meeting where we all get together and go over, items and articles.
Right.
So I think that's probably what he was trying to get with here. A town meeting is considered a special meeting. So, if we want to change the language on it, he can definitely do that for us if there's something that might be cleaner.
I don't know. Anybody have any?
I would say if it came from Giuliani, it's probably certainly acceptable.
Well, it's not. Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, I think it's, if Giuliani approved the the wording on it, I would think it would be sufficient.
Seems odd that everything else is just regular town meeting and approved by Australian ballot and this special meetings. I don't know, it just seems weird. And then also in the resolution certificate, the date in there for the meeting references 7 o'clock, but in your warning, you have it at 6 o'clock.
So there are two warnings that have to go out. We have the town meeting warning, which is a 6 o'clock meeting, which is an informational meeting. And then the second warning says, which is for the bond issue, is a separate warning, and that warning is at 7 o'clock. That's why there's two separate meetings that are, it's a little confusing because they're one meeting, but they run together. And so we talked about having to have a particular time for the second meeting so that if somebody wanted to come in and all they wanted to look at was the bond stuff, they knew to come in at 7 o'clock. But the meetings it is actually just one meeting, but it's got two warnings. We're required to do a separate warning. We have one for the election, and then we have one or town meeting, and then we have one for the bond issue itself, and they have two different times.
Correct, but they're two different dates. They're not even the same day. So it's not like they're both on the first, one's at 6, one's at 7, one's on the first and one's on the second. So, and we've always had town meeting at 7 o'clock at night. So I don't know if we have the right to just change it to 6 PM, even though it's an information meeting,
Yeah.
because people are used to routine.
Okay.
So let's change it to 7.
Huh?
I said, so let's change it to 7.
Correct. Well, it should reflect, otherwise we're sending out two documents with two different times.
No, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
The certificate's saying it's at 7 and the warning saying it's at 6, so it'll be confusing to people.
So the warning is, if you read the warning, it's the warning you have is, there's two separate warnings. There's the warning for the bond issue and there's a warning for the town meeting. So the warning that we're looking at is the 7 o'clock. So the warning for the bond issue itself is warned at March 1st at 7 o'clock. And then where are you finding, you said on the resolution, right? That it said 6 o'clock?
No, your warning for the town of Proctor warning for the information meeting is 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's for that's why this is so confusing. That's for the town meeting part of it. Because we have to have, because we're doing Australian ballot, we have to have a warning for the town meeting, if you will, and then we have to have a separate warning for the bond item. For the
I get that, but what I'm saying is we've always had the meeting on Monday at 7.
Okay, so not 6 o'clock.
Correct.
Okay, well, we can change it. That's fine. I still think that the idea was to have two separate times, just simply so that if somebody wanted to come in that was specific to just the bond, they knew to come in at 7 o'clock. So are you saying to move them from 6 and 7 to 7 and 8?
I was just asking why the two times. So I don't know. Does anybody else have any opinion or comments?
You want to have them both at 7?
That's probably going to be the biggest topic of the information meeting, right?
Yeah, that and the budget. Yeah. And I've been trying to figure out, and I actually contacted VLCT about how do we combine it into one. And they said the most logical, the best thing to do is have them separate. They're actually separate votes as well. So when you go and you vote for, all the things, the articles that are on the, in the town report, the bond item is a separate election. It's set aside. That's why the warnings have to be set aside. And that's why the meetings were kind of meant to be set aside as separate meetings as well. But I was trying to not have everybody have to get out of one and then get back into another one at 7 o'clock. Trying to keep it sort of moving with everybody in the same meeting at the same time.
Right. So if they are, then they should be at the same time. now we have one at 6 and one at 7. So why don't we just have it at 7 and have everybody join in at once? Otherwise, you're gonna have people popping in and out and I think create more chaos.
Sure, we could try that. I'll just set both of them at, you want to do 6 or 7 o'clock? We'll warn both of them for a meeting. Both meetings will just basically be at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever we decide.
Well, in the past, it's always been 7, so I don't know. What's
Yeah.
anybody think?
Yeah, because, if you start one at 6 and there's not any whole mess of discussion, then you'd be in a sense having to.
Well, yeah, and the other part of that is I'm trying to coordinate Aldridge and Elliott so they know what time to get there to do because they're doing a presentation on the bond item. So that's why we kind of set it at 7 so they knew what time to get there. But I can just have them sort of try to just kind of have them on the hook.
Yeah, because if we get through everything in half an hour and then.
Yes, yeah.
We come on at 7, so. And plus, we're not voting that night, so there's no reason to separate the times, I don't think. There's nothing to vote on, so.
Yeah, why don't we do 7? That'd be my,
So both meetings at 7?
Yes. Or just it's like basically one meeting. We're just gonna go through all this stuff at 7, yeah. Is everybody okay with that?
Works for me.
So 7 o'clock?
yeah.
Okay. Can we still approve these so that I can get it finished and get it with those changes? Really, it's not even to this one. This one looks like it's all good. I think the change is actually going to be on the town warning.
Correct. So is there a motion to approve the declaration? We'll do it separate, the declaration and the resolution.
Please, yes.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the declaration?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve the resolution certificate?
So this actually, this goes to the clerk. It doesn't necessarily need to be approved. You just need to approve the warning and the ballot.
Mhm.
Okay. So is there a motion to approve the official ballots?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And even though this is down below, do you want to cover it now, the town of Proctor warning? Do you want to approve that with the change made to 7 p.m.?
However you want to do it. We can do it now or we can wait till we get down to there. It's however you want to do it. Can we get the warning, the language in the warning approved as well?
For
think we-
the bond or for the town?
This is the warning for the bond that didn't change, that still has a 7 o'clock meeting in it.
Just amend your last motion to include the warning.
Right. So the declaration, we could have the declaration and the warning. Change it
Doesn't
to the motion to approve those two.
It's the warning and the ballot together.
Ballot in the warning.
I mean ballot, sorry.
I move to make the amendment.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and we might as well do the warning now for the town of Proctor so we don't have to go revisit it.
You can't because you're under,
Sewer commissioners.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
What?
I made it. No, we'll get it. We'll
So
get it.
long, I forgot we were still there. Okay. We'll just do it later. Make note. Okay. Is there anything else under sewage commissioners? Is there a motion to go out of sewage commissioners and back to the regular meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. All right, standing committees, Recreation Committee. Met with the rink, and as you all know, it's been open a few days and they've struggled with weather going back and forth, but they have all the new windows, all the new doors in, and they're actually going out to try to get a bid for someone to paint the doors. The doors came in and they were like a steel gray, and they're going to paint them burgundy or maroon. So, but they're a nice addition, and everything's going really well there. So
Yeah, it was good to hear that Megan caught the two people that were made holes in the
Messing
ice.
up our ice. I know.
Who are not from Proctor.
Right.
Is there any other committees that aren't listed on here that had meetings since our last meeting?
Planning Commission, no. Beaver Pond, no.
Yeah, I attended the mosquito district meeting, and it was basically the budget. Do you have all that stuff, Greg?
Yeah, those minutes are in the packet. Yes.
Yeah, right.
The only other thing that's happened is Green Up Day. I got an email and just catching up with them. More information will come. And they're probably going to extend Green Up Day because of last year to do it twice a year again, spring and fall, which I didn't see a problem with last year. We didn't really have any increase of any expense. So they're going to try to get other towns to do it because it was us and I think 3 or 4 other towns that did it. And it was a good outcome.
Thank you. The BLSG meeting of December 3rd. The minutes, they're included in your packet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't make that meeting.
Excuse me, Tom, what?
I didn't make that meeting. Bruce, were
Oh.
you there?
Yeah, didn't you make that meeting, Tom, that one?
No, I didn't. The last one?
Oh, yeah, no, I was, that was basically going over budgets and what have you. They're gonna get bids on their some work on the buildings and then they'll be starting getting the equipment ready for summer.
They're charging us the same amount, I believe, as last year.
Yeah, might have been a little different. I don't have the thing right in front of me.
I believe it went down a little bit.
Yeah, it was less.
Less.
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe it went down a little bit.
Wow.
Nothing ever goes down. What the hell?
Until next year when it probably rains all summer.
It was warm.
Exactly.
No one went out this year, so they stayed in their houses. They didn't have to.
And it didn't rain either. It was the
I know,
dry summer.
seriously weird. All right.
we got a good share of for what we paid. We got more than our share of services from them.
Okay. Going on to additional items. Bills. Any questions on the bills?
Not I.
No,
No.
I just had a question on, there's a couple medical, Rutland Regional Medical and Rutland Radiologist.
Isn't that special fund that
Oh,
Celia?
okay, yep.
Yeah,
got
that
it.
was it. Yeah,
All right. Thank you.
thank you.
All right. So no questions on the bills? It's okay for me to sign them tomorrow? Or whenever I can.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. George Sansucci, the engagement letter in here.
So as we move forward with the Green Mountain Power stuff, because we are basically depending on Sansucci's appraisal, we're going to need to use his services. So that's what this contract is his proposal for his services for the appeal.
Well, he certainly knows his hydro, that's for sure. His utilities.
He is very impressive to listen to. He knows his stuff.
yeah.
But for that kind of money, he better be impressive.
Yes. I agree.
All right, so you need a motion to sign the agreement or to approve the agreement?
Please.
So moved.
Thank you. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so back to the review of the town meeting warning. Is there any more questions or concerns about that? Or is there going to be a motion to approve the warning with the change of the time from 6 PM to 7 PM?
Did you also receive the revised warning that I sent out that had the additional article on it? I sent an email to everybody that added, the school board needs another 1 year. Yeah. So Judy, did you not get it?
No, I got it.
Okay. Okay. So I'll make sure that's what we're making it clear that that's the one we're talking about.
Okay, that was my
So-
question, why that was highlighted.
Yeah. They had somebody, I guess, that, well, they just have another opening now. So they have a 3 year and a 1 year.
So moved.
Second? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Lisa, just curious, we have 2 members on the board, right?
We have 3 members, but we have 2.38 votes. Gail Curtis, submitted her resignation on Friday.
Okay. Thank you.
The second part of this item was to discuss the cover for the town report. We had talked about getting some pictures because originally we talked about maybe not doing the bridge or the building and doing something different. And there was some discussion about getting me some pictures to put on for the cover.
I would love to see the soccer team on the cover. There's a great championship picture. They have their mask on. I think it brings hope, and we're all connected as a community. And it's a really great thing that happened during a really tough year.
I agree. And I think we always put an object on the cover, and it'd be kind of nice to put humans on the cover. Some people from our community, students, people that are doing things just to kind of make it like, and I did see some people had put pictures of like the rink, kids skating on the rink too. So those were kind of nice. And I mean, I think it'd almost be nice if we probably don't have time, but if you did a collage of, like kids skating, the soccer team, kids at the pool, kids at the library, just kind of, I don't know, focus on the kids in the community for once. I think it'd be nice.
I could do it pretty easily if I had the pictures. Do any of you have, I mean, if you send me it's easy to put it into the, on the page.
I'm happy to submit a litany of pictures to you.
Perfect. Can you get them tomorrow?
I can.
Okay, beautiful. Because I got to get this done and get it on Thursday. It's got to go.
Is everybody okay with that?
Let's do a collage of kids. I think that's perfect.
Collage of kids' pictures.
You guys good with that? Bruce, Tom?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Oh, let's see. Okay, North Street Bridge. We kind of talked about that already, but anything else to add?
There will be, I've been in discussion with the state about trying to get the lights out there earlier. So during the construction, they're going to be putting up temporary stoplights at the railroad underpass. And that was just supposed to be during construction, but I've been trying to get them to get those out there as soon as possible. They need to do more than what they're doing, in my opinion. I mean, all that traffic's going that one way, and it's just kind of unsafe. So I'm hoping to hear something soon. I haven't been down there. Has anybody? I'm assuming there's no stoplights down there, but there should be, hopefully. Okay.
No.
So hopefully soon. It's part of the contractor's contract. So I'm assuming they're working on a change order to try to get those things in right away. When I hear something, I will let you know.
Now, when V-Trans shut it down this past week, was it because they were concerned about the safety?
Yes. Yes.
So my question, I think I raised this before, and I've asked Josh too, about the firemen, the fire trucks coming down here.
Mhm.
Obviously, they can't fit through the trestle.
Right.
And they can't even fit, I don't think the ladder truck through Gorham Bridge.
Nope.
So if there was a fire down here, it's a little kind of concerning, I think.
They have said that Josh has said that the only truck that can't get underneath the trestle is the ladder truck. But I'm with you. I understand that if we needed it on that side, there's no way to get it over there. Like I said, the email that was just sent, from the citizen who was concerned about the same thing that you just talked about. The state has said they're going to talk to their engineers and find out if maybe there's something else that can be done on a temporary basis. Maybe that means putting a temporary open bridge next to Gorham Bridge, and that would help the whole situation. We'll just have to kind of wait and see where that goes, because you're right. You're exactly right. I mean, they're cut off. They're cut off on that side from the ladder trucks, and they can't get, like I said, the trash has been another issue. They're saying they can't get their new trash truck under that trestle, and it's too heavy to go and probably too tall to go through Gorham Bridge as well. So they're not going to be able to get to those trash cans on the other side. So I'm supposed to be getting a call from them tomorrow to sort of brainstorm what we're going to do. They claim that they don't have any smaller trucks. They said they liquidated once they got their big one. I don't know that I really agree with that. But maybe they need to pull those things out of the garage and fix them up and get them out there. But it's causing some issues. There's no doubt about it. But hopefully the state will step up. And I'm just a little concerned that when they step up with this, if they do a temporary bridge or something like that, they're going to ask us to help out. And we'll kind of see where that goes.
Okay. Street sign addition discussion.
So I missed this last time because of the solid waste budget. So I was going to suggest a sign at Beaver Pond because we do not maintain that. And I just think that people that are pulling down in there should be aware that it is not maintained in the winter by the town. So that's one of my suggestions. It hasn't been a problem thus far, but we haven't had a lot of snow yet either. So that's one thing. And then I got an email about asking for a dead end sign on Willow Street by a resident, claiming that there's a lot of people going down there not knowing it's dead end and turning around. So I said I would just bring it up.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know what that means exactly. I don't know if maybe they think it's people going down there because we've just had that repair, didn't we?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can't imagine why you go down that street, but
Yeah.
Isn't the last place on the street our pump station anyway, with a little parking lot?
Yeah.
right.
And there was a recent issue there, so maybe there's been a lot of traffic because they were going to repair it. I'm not really sure, but
It's a public road.
Yeah.
yeah, I just said I would. Sure.
Yeah, I like shooting.
I'll
on it.
say
I
it.
mean,
You know, and the
better-
Beaver Pond thing
yeah.
is just a concern. If they go down, they get stuck, and then they call the town to be pulled out, plowed out, whatever. That's just something I don't think that the town should be responsible for. So it's just making
I
them
don't
aware.
think they should anyway. If it's unplowed, then you're at your own risk.
So
You know,
Sure.
signs are expensive.
I felt like we talked about that before and decided not to put a sign there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So
People
should
gotta
we
use
follow
their
up
own
with the person
common
on Willow Street? See if there's traffic stop there.
I think it was the repair
Right.
going on, and I think it just was increased traffic at that time.
Okay.
I mean,
So
even
maybe-
I went down there just so I knew what it looked like and turned around.
Yeah. And they
Maybe
were
if we
working on
just
that
hold off for a
trailer.
while. They won't. If they come back to us, I guess, then we can.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we a no on both of those right now?
I think so. Is that correct with everybody?
Yes.
for now, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Marble Museum use discussion.
So I sent you a couple little email snippets that I got from Lyle with some interesting concepts of he's looking out for us, and anytime he gets somebody who's looking for a large space, he thinks about us and the Marble Museum over there. So at the last meeting, you talked about having a discussion to sort of see and kind of talk about what the future of that building might look like, and then he sent me these emails, so I thought I would share them with you.
So did anybody get back to him regarding his two requests here, or questions, I guess, on the cannabis and about the milk production?
Yeah, I got hold on, I lost my pen. So I talked with John on the first one on the milk production, and I haven't gotten back with Lyle yet, but the idea was that the concern there was just the byproducts that might be created from the production of milk. So the thought is that when this starts to go through sort of the planning process, or if it does, then that's the time. There would be a time when the local utilities would have their time to find out exactly what this is about. The other one, I think, is just I think it's fairly early and somebody just kind of looking to see what's out there. I don't know that either one of these are definitively ready to pull the trigger on anything. I think they've come to Lyle and just asked him if there was any areas that he thinks that might logistically work out for these two potential businesses.
But we don't
That's-
own these buildings.
No,
I
We
understand.
don't own this
Yeah.
building at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we were I've had a discussion. We had a meeting with Lyle and myself and the trust to kind of go over what the town kind of wanted, or what the trust kind of wanted for that building. And I think that's why he sent these emails to me and kind of kept me in the loop a little bit, was because of that discussion. The trust was looking at possibly selling the building. They were looking at trying to get some tenants in there. They just couldn't figure out sort of what sort of tenants they thought would work. And that's why I think Lyle was involved in the conversation. And then they had asked the town, and I basically told them that I don't know that we really can dictate what sort of businesses you need, but we'd like to definitely get something in there that's it's super important that we have some activity in that building. So I think that's where these two, that's why I was included in these discussions with these two businesses.
It's nice he thought of us. Yes.
Yeah.
I actually talked to Lyle, and I think the farming one, the milk processing, has already found another location. He wasn't 100% certain, but he thinks they did, so.
I'm a little concerned with, what could potentially go into the sewer system whenever you're doing that processing, and probably with the marijuana thing as well. But, they're not the first ones to do it, so I'm sure there's ways to get around it. But that was sort of John's biggest concern when we talked, was just what does that do for our system, and what does that do for, that there's potential cost there, because if they put something in that changes the chemistry and makeup of our sewer, then we have to treat for that. So I just think it's something that we need to keep in mind as we move forward, if we move forward. They did say that there was still the brewery people were still interested in coming into the museum. So that's not completely gone. So they're hoping to get some activity there at least.
The
owners to basically be a little bit more marketing the property a little better, so we can get something in there.
And some repairs and things like that.
The Preservation Trust owns the building. They closed the exhibit last summer. I don't know if it's going to reopen.
They don't own the whole thing though, right, Tom? They don't own from like the exhibit on, like where the shops were.
They only own half the building, correct?
Right.
But the back half of the building is not being maintained.
Right.
I see us winding up with that in a few more years.
Yeah, and during that meeting, there was no indication from them that there was any intent to open the museum up anytime soon. I think they would love to, but I just don't think that they feel that they can.
I would like to suggest the board send a letter to the Preservation Trust and ask them their intentions. We helped them with that grant a few years ago, a big grant,
I know, it was a big grant.
and we don't seem to get much in return.
And then the Hems own the rest of the building, correct?
Right.
Still,
I just feel that, that's our major summer industry here in town, and it brings a lot of people into town.
Be sad to see it go.
Yes, if they're going to close it, then I think we should know about it. If they have no intention of running it, maybe we should take the ball and see what we could do. But I would like a letter, I request a letter sent to them, and maybe we could schedule a meeting. Something like that.
Yeah.
What's everybody else think?
I think it's a good idea.
at least find out their intentions. I mean,
Yeah.
Exactly. Feel them out. Yeah. See what their plans are for, I hope they're not going to walk away from this. They certainly could.
Okay, I will draft a letter up and get it to you at the next meeting. If you want me to do it, or if somebody else would prefer to do it, it's fine too.
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay.
thanks, Greg.
Okay, Rutland County Sheriff's Report. Any questions? Okay. The fiscal 2022 budget discussion.
Okay, so I hope we're at the close to the end here. So you have a copy, and I think I figured out the whole scanning issue, and I got everything turned around. I don't know if you guys are looking at it on your computer, but I got all the spreadsheets turned the right direction. So hopefully it will make it a lot easier on you. So during our last discussion, I made notes and I made changes as we were on the fly, and I highlighted all those in the lime green under the proposed budget. So anything in lime green was what we discussed and we changed at that time. The only thing that was left out there was the how much are we going to put in the building fund for digitizing things. And I reached out to, actually Celia reached out to a couple town clerks, one from Wallingford, and they had this done, I think last year, and it was about $20,000. And what they got was about 5 years worth of their information was digitized. That included a couple PCs. It included the license. It was COT who came in and did the actual physical scanning and all that. So it was roughly $20,000. Tinmouth got a quote as well for roughly about the same amount, and they were between $10,000 and $20,000. So I'm thinking right around $20,000 is about what we're looking at to at least get started with this. The grant is a 20/80 grant. So if we had to do our 20%, we're looking at $4,000. So under the line item, under municipal building, the equipment replacement fund, I have increased that by $4,000, which would be our grant match. That brings that total line item up to $6,500. Other than that, there were no other significant changes that were made. Well, everything was made on the fly, like I said. So there shouldn't be anything else hanging out there. That was the only big one we had left, was that building fund.
I only have two questions. I
Okay,
know
what you got?
everybody's probably excited, right? So where did the zoning administrator, where is that part of the budget? Where is that coming out of?
Okay, so the zoning administrator is going to be essentially like not a pass-through, but in the past, what we have done is this is what I was told by Rhoda, was that the zoning administrator collected the fees and essentially got paid directly from the applicants. And it was nothing in the budget. There was no revenue side of the budget, and there was no expense side of the budget. And so that's what I had proposed moving forward. Because number one, I don't know, we have to figure out how much that's going to be. But the way I understood our last conversation was that we kind of wanted to keep doing it sort of the way that Bob Coons was the guy, right? When okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
We
I
hired-
thought, go ahead.
We've hired somebody though. We have Erica doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
it's-
paying Erica.
right. So her contract is going to be up in the spring, and the thought was because we were going to go back the other way and we've got a new budget starting, we would just go back to that same concept of
I
her.
thought we were keeping her.
We are keeping her. But she can still be in that same position, just under a different, working in a different capacity, and not different capacity, but in a different way, being
Okay.
funded. So, and if we want to do it the other way, that's fine. I can put it in the budget. I just have to do the revenue side and then the expense side. And it's a little bit of a guess as far as the revenue, but what I did here was it just sort of kept it out so that it's just it's almost out of our hands kind of thing. The money's all essentially handled on that side of it.
Okay.
That's fine.
My second question was the list of streets for paving.
Yeah. So I can send you the email. I searched and talked to Stan, and he said the only thing he had was that handwritten list. And I can send you that. I just didn't want to put it in here because it's kind of chicken scratch and it's hard to read. And I'm going to do a full blown analysis come spring anyway. But Carrie, I can send that to you and send it to all of you right now, actually, if you want me to.
Okay, because I think that will be a question at town meeting.
Okay. Yeah.
So for us to be able to have an answer would
Uh-huh.
be important.
Sure. Let me send it to you now so you have something to reference, but it's basically 6 road segments that are written down on a piece of paper. So let me send it to you right now. Yeah. Let's see here. And then, like I said, the idea is come springtime, we're going to do an actual roadway analysis that gives us a real picture of what everything is based off of a time proven, a time proven methodology.
And I think that's the right way to do it. I think
Yeah.
in previous years, we've basically prioritized roads based on what people wanted.
Yep,
And I think the right way to do it is based on the condition of the roads.
I agree 100%.
Yes.
That's when I worked for Mount Holly, we did it by assessing. Definitely. I just am trying to be prepared for questions that may come, and roads is a big topic. Some town meetings, other town
Right.
meetings not.
Right. So,
And I get that, Carrie, absolutely.
yeah. But yeah, eventually we'll have a nice document it's a living document, but it'll be a nice document that says, okay, here's the analysis that we put together. This is why we chose what we did. It's a scoring thing. And to me, that's a lot easier to justify than just, 37 people complained about that road, so we're going to pave that road. So I sent you those, the road segments over.
Okay. I'm excited for us to do that inventory and that assessment.
Yeah. It's nice because it also gives you the approximate lifespan of the road too. So you can say, well, you know what, this one is a 35, which means it's got 10 years left. If we add this small treatment to it, we can get another 10, 15 years. If we don't, then it gets to this level and it's basically a tear it up and redo it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it really lends itself to capital planning and capital budgeting down the road.
Also advantageous when if we had a major road work, to try to incorporate any sidewalks along that route the same time, because lots of times that will be covered through, grant funding and stuff.
Yeah.
And it'd be a lot cheaper when the road's already ripped up to say, okay, we're gonna put a new sidewalk in now because we're putting new pipes in or something. So
Sure.
something to kind of look at.
Has it been the sort of the wishes of the town and the select board to have sidewalks everywhere, or are they really more just in certain areas? What has it kind of been the discussion in the past? Because I've actually done things where I've got, I've been in towns where different parts of town have different characteristics and, a different kind of town. And so we would do these overlay districts that said, okay, these roads look like this. And then we have a cross section of what that road would look like with those different elements. And over here, it may be, we want everything. We want sidewalks, we want on-street parking, we want bike lanes. And that's in this section of town. Has there ever been that discussion as far as what,
No.
or is it just, if we have an opportunity, let's put sidewalks in? Is that? it should be-
Proctor's always been known to be a town in my opinion, ever since I grew up here, is we have sidewalks everywhere. That's one beauty of Proctor. You can walk everywhere because we have sidewalks.
Except for our neighborhood.
Right. Right.
People on the hill, we don't bother with, but down in the local part of town, we try to.
So what I'm hearing though is that it is sort of the concept of anytime we have an opportunity, let's get it done.
Mhm.
The sidewalks, right?
We have been trying to work from the skating rink, new sidewalk down to our, the future bike ped path.
Okay.
Going to connect with
Yeah.
Beaver Pond.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, so that'll be part of it. When we do this analysis too, there's another section that's the drainage and everything. So we'll look at it from kind of a holistic approach. Is this road damaged because of drainage? And if it is, what do we need to do to fix it? Does it require curb and gutter, inlets, blah, 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 blah. So that's all sort of a piece of that.
Okay. Is there anything else on the budget? Anybody has questions on?
Yeah, I think we've pretty well hashed it over.
Is there a motion to approve the budget? Is
So moved.
there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Budget's
Now,
approved.
Greg, our bottom, what's our percentage here?
Okay, so the percentage, it's a $2,370 increase total, which for the tax rate, let me find my thing here. So last year's municipal rate was 1.0718. This year, assuming things are just like they are, it's gonna be close. It'll be a 1.0737, which is an increase of 0.0019, which is essentially flat. No major cuts were made. I think you guys did a great job. We just kind of moved things around, made it work. And it's going to be essentially a negligible increase.
Yeah, that's
Good
it.
job, everybody. Thank you.
Yes, I think that's fantastic.
I saw your flinch there, Tom.
We got neighbors that have guns down here.
Okay, is there anything else for old or new business? Okay, so we're gonna move into executive session, and I don't know how, if, Greg, can we all remain on if you're not on?
If you transfer
Yeah, I have to yeah, who wants it?
Ben,
give it to me.
So, hey,
he spoke up first. So.
He's the computer guy.
hey, Carrie, before I go, Carrie, did Tim get the email from me about the report for the town report? You're on mute.
Oh, she doesn't know.
I emailed you back. I'm like, was this for Warden or Beaver Pond? Is it for Warden?
For tree warden, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I can help him get that done. We'll get that done into you.
Your email didn't come to me.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. And I have to have it to the print shop by Thursday morning.
I will make sure it gets done.
Okay, so let me turn this off.
Okay, well, we gotta have a motion anyway, okay, before we go to an executive.
Well,
Yep.
before we do we have to go over and sign the warning tomorrow?
Should.
Yeah, I'll have it ready.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll have it. I'll print it now and it'll be ready for you in the morning.
It would be the bond too, correct?
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys have, in the past, you basically said that you've given Judy the right to sign in your stead, so I guess it's up to you if you want to, if everybody wants to sign it.
Probably at the bond, we ought to too.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
You think legally you have to?
Solely responsible.
I like stopping at that Newtown office.
All right, I will get them, I'll get them out there. They'll be ready for you in the morning.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
I talked to Ray about Beaver Pond. He said he was going to get you something. If he doesn't, don't worry about it. We'll go without.
Okay,
Well, I'll call Ray tomorrow too and see what's up and see if he needs any help.
Okay, well, what I got out of Elsie was going to do it.
Yeah, I bet you she is. He's going to dictate and she's going to type.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a motion to go into executive session to consider a 6-month evaluation of town manager?
So moved.
There's a second.
I'll second.
What happened? Oh, there it goes. I just
All in
lost it.
favor? And you'll transfer to Ben.
Yeah, I'll transfer. I just lost, my whole screen went black, but I'm good now.